One of my favorite parts of learning about a new game for the first time, especially as a new player, is when there is a rich tapestry of existing lore to pull from. Because it means that the game that you're about to dive into, the game that you're about to sink your teeth into, is going to be a rich, fulfilling journey because there's so much that has already come before to lay the groundwork for what is the new game. And in this case, we're talking Stalker 2. I am a new player. I have never played the original games, and I have been spending the past few days getting up to speed on all of the things I need to know about the zone, about the stalkers, about the different factions and everything else. And I got to say, I really appreciate what they've done with the website so far because it kind of takes everything and simplifies it down into an easily digestible, like few paragraphs of information that we can go through and read, which we're going to do together here because I have questions for people, and there are a lot of folks out there who have spent the last 15 years in the zone playing the original games. And as someone who is a new player, I feel that my perspective, usually when I play a lot of games, I'm coming in and doing like beginner's guides because that's where I like to focus my energy. But also in a case like this, I was talking yesterday about how, as an example, with Red Dead Redemption 2, I did not play the first game. I played the second game, and then I loved Red Redemption 2 so much that I went back and played the original game. And this looks like it's going to be a very similar situation here because there is so much already here that I kind of feel like, damn, I wish I would have known about this before, because I didn't find out about Stalker until last year, and I was so busy with other games that I just haven't had time to go back and play the originals. In any case, if you're a new player like I am, here's the story of Stalker 2 as they've written it on their website. The Zone keeps hundreds of secrets and thousands of stories, revealing them only to the bravest and most dexterous. Starting as a lone stalker, you'll explore a unique post-apocalyptic world and decide who will get a bullet and who is worthy of your helping hand. And while making decisions, be sure many choices and actions will have their own, sometimes far from obvious, consequences. To be a savior and a faithful friend, the figure for Stalker's Campfire legends. Or to carry out a harsh but profitable missions for those who are in control of the zone, you are free to be anyone here, even yourself, even if yourself might not be necessarily the nicest of persons. I like the fact that we're being told here in this story snippet that we have the option of what type of stalker we want to be. Are you going to be a helping hand, a guiding light in this scary zone of anomalies and emissions, or are you going to be a cutthroat mercenary who is here just for the loot? Also, I'm really happy that this is a single player PvE storyline and game and not a PvP game because I feel like this would be a fun open world PvP game, but also I would never play it because I don't want to die at the hands of cutthroat stalkers, if that makes sense. They've got some really cool screenshots here. First and foremost, we see like a campfire, and we've seen a lot of the campfire snippets in the videos that they've shown to date related to people sitting around the campfire playing songs. And they dropped a 30-minute video on their YouTube channel yesterday, which I haven't really covered because those videos are tricky to try to do coverage around on YouTube because of copyright claims and everything with music. But it looks like music is going to have a very impactful um, presence here in this game at the camps. And I'm not sure if there's more than one camp. This is something where maybe some of you who are experts at the Stalker World can tell me, is there more than one camp? Or are we just going to have one main camp? Or do all of the factions have their own camps? That's something I'm not exactly clear on yet. But I know we've seen various sort of like safe zones where people have like radios and campfires set up, and we have little vendors and things. And I'm assuming it's different campsites at the different factions. But I like this concept of like sitting around a campfire and, cozying up to your buddies and, playing some music to, relieve the stress of being out in the wilds and trying not to die at the hands of like anomalies and nasty dogs and flesh-eating monstrosities that warp in and out of reality because it looks terrifying. Um, so this looks fun. I love this screenshot right here up on top of a building with a lookout over the landscape, knowing that we can go anywhere here. The size of what is being promoted here, I believe I've heard the size I've heard is 60 square kilometers is the size of the zone that we're going to be exploring in Stalker 2, which is incredibly progressive. It's a very large map, and I don't know what kind of fast travel, if any, there is in the game. Maybe some of you who are experts in Stalker can speak to that. Are you able to fast travel between waypoints and camps, or are you simply going to be going and roaming? Do we get vehicles? I haven't seen vehicles in any of the promotional materials. I've just seen people walking on foot, so that's something I'm not quite sure of yet. But it looks to be an impressively sized map. And I love the attention to detail. Like, if you've ever done any significant hiking, especially in Eastern Europe, I have not spent any time in Ukraine. I did spend a lot of time in Bulgaria um, and Serbia, Greece, a little bit of time in Romania and the Balkan Mountains. This gives me that feeling of being back in like Eastern Europe again. I just love the look here of this forest. So everything I'm seeing so far from a story perspective has me really excited to come play this game for the first time. I did pick up the Ultimate Edition of the game, which comes with all the bonuses from the rest of the editions, plus character and weapon skins, and access to 2 upcoming story expansions, along with all of the additional downloadable content. Something that I'm usually really keen on, and that's the reason I went with the Ultimate Edition, is because I love the idea of having whatever story expansions and future DLC are coming in the pipeline for a game. So pretty much every game that I play as a main game on my channel, I do this with, whether it be Star Wars Outlaws, Starfield, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. These are all examples of games that I've played this year where I picked up the Season Pass Ultimate Editions because I just want to be able to play everything that's here. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And I've also been going through and starting to update myself on some of the story of the game beyond just the fact that you're a stalker. So they've got these artifacts, these treasures of the zones. They said the properties are shifting and transforming as the soil that nurtures them. Even before S.T.A.L.K.E.R, scientists from the mainland were ready to enrich seekers from the rare samples. The years have passed and stalkers are still finding it worth to come and die for them. So I don't know what S.T.A.L.K.E.R is. I haven't learned enough about the lore yet, but I have had a lot of people over the last 2 videos I've done around Stalker 2. By the way, thanks to all of you from the Stalker community who have been so incredibly welcoming to a new player like myself who doesn't know a lot about the game, because you guys have been giving me there's hundreds of comments on the last 2 videos I've done over the last I think just yesterday I did 2 videos, hundreds of comments from people giving me all this information about how the artifacts work and the fact that you can like use them to give yourself pros and cons on your armor, like so they have different buffs and debuffs. This is the Soul Souvenir. It says a superstitious finding in electro anomalies. It has energizing properties, making active movement less exhausting and seemingly more fun. But despite its fragile appearance, no known method exists to damage or shatter it. And then we have the Stone Heart. It says it's a common gravitational artifact. Long-term interaction with mammal species leads to an increase in their connectivity tissue density. This mainly means you can grab and carry more precious scrap. So if you are a pack rat like me, it sounds like the Stoneheart is going to be a big deal because it's going to have the ability to allow you to carry more stuff. Then there's Mama's Beads, which is a terrifying like DNA sample. It says it influences your bloodstream, allowing you to forget about using bandages and other conventional ways to stop your bleeding. Then there's this terrifying looking thing called the Kolobok. Not easy to find, harder to keep, makes you resistant to any type of aggressive chemical agents. It wards your cells against the nearest organisms. Creepy, man. Magic Cube. Extremely valuable, nearly invisible while being irradiated by the infrared spectrum. It tangibly dampens external kinetic energy bursts. There's a lot of stuff going on here, guys. And when I go through and I read all of the information about this game, I'm continually finding myself kind of overwhelmed. So, as a new player coming to Stalker 2 for the first time, I do appreciate the fact that the team at GSC Game World is putting out like these snippets of information to help people like me get up to speed. And thanks to all of you in the community who have been so welcoming and helping me learn everything I need to know as I prepare to step foot in the zone for the first time on Wednesday alongside all of you. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the streams. We're going to be multi-streaming as always on YouTube and Twitch. We start every single day around 7 o'clock in the morning Central Time. So hopefully we'll see you there on Wednesday the 20th. Stay safe out there. And yeah, don't get bit or irradiated, guys. That's not good.